And we're back, you guys.
Guys.
We have survived Rhinebeck.
2019, baby.
Yeah, there we go. I think that's... Okay. Maybe? Yeah.
Maybe?
Again,
I
with the
think
bloopers reel.
Yep.
Okay. So, we are back from Rhinebeck. We survived. It was an amazing event.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, a lot to see.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
So we did, we got there Thursday morning. We hit up the Perfect Blend Yarn Shop, which was amazing.
Super cute and much bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. The space, it looks a little small, and then you go in and you're like, it really opens up, and you're like, wow. And they've got it really well organized. The staff there was lovely. You might have seen, if you follow them on Instagram, you might have seen us on their Instagram feed, because we posted a picture for them. Then we went to Fab Yarns. So,
in Tivoli.
And you guys, if you watched, we did a little bit of a recap Thursday night, because our original recording Wednesday didn't go through. So we did do a little mini recap Thursday night. So their store was small. It was very, very small. The Fab Yarns, not much larger than, I would say, like a master bedroom.
Yeah, it was tiny, but I imagine them to be much bigger because I've bought from them online.
Yeah, they have a very large
online business.
Yeah.
So they must have tons of warehouse somewhere, but their shop is tiny.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
They had a lot of art yarns, a lot of not exotic fibers, but just like beaded yarns and fun yarns and stuff like that. And so for me, it wasn't the best shopping experience, only because I tend to stay away from those kinds of yarns. And I didn't see a lot of samples in those yarns, which I think would help sell those yarns. But the shop staff were very nice. It was very friendly. I didn't see a place for like a knit night or anything, so I don't know that they do that.
They were very organized. They did free goodie bags that if you registered ahead of time through their email list, you could pick up a goodie bag. And we reviewed that.
We remember that last
But I thought it was very easily organized because depending, they didn't say a limited amount.
Yeah.
Like first come first serve. They just were like, just go ahead and register. So I can only imagine how many people are going to came through there to pick up that bag.
Yeah, it was crazy amount.
I loved some of their bags though. They had beautiful carpet bags. Now, if you've ever shopped online with them, you'll see the bags online, and I've always wanted to see them in person. But they had beautiful bags, and they also had Zen Garden, which I've been curious of wanting to actually see in person.
Yeah.
And they had that yarn there too, so that might be a future purchase. I like the Zen Garden colorways.
Yeah. My only critique would have been that they didn't have what I could discern was an organized way of displaying the yarn.
Oh yes, that
there wasn't like it's done by color and then you can choose your weight, or it's done by weight and then you can choose your color. Like
it was done by brand. A lot of it was just.
It wasn't even that. No, it wasn't even that, because I thought I'd seen all the Mad Tosh that they had. And then I went to the other wall and there was Mad Tosh on that wall too. So I was like, okay, so it's not by brand. So I'm not really sure what their organization for displays was. And if you're not somebody who's familiar with yarn, if you're just starting out and you're going in, that would be a little overwhelming.
That would be overwhelming, yeah.
Yeah, so we had dinner Thursday night at Dutch Ale House. They were wonderful.
Oh, that was wonderful. That is going to be a must stop again.
Yes, absolutely. Their salad and their food was amazing. Friday morning, we got up. We had breakfast in a local diner.
The Village Diner.
The Village Diner.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. They were really great food.
Yes.
Really good service.
I mean, exactly what you expect from a diner, but it was quick. It was good. Yes. It was reasonably priced for breakfast.
Yes.
I mean, it
was diner food.
Yeah.
But it was good diner food.
Exactly.
I find it hard to find a bad diner, but
Oh yeah, they're out there, but this was not one of them.
This was not.
It was not a greasy spoon.
No. And then what did we do? We went to Indian Tangled.
Then we went to Indian Tangle. Well, we went back to the house and knitted, because that's what you do on a knitting vacation.
Yeah, we just went back to the house for a little bit. Hung out there, watched Little Property Brothers. We didn't have long between breakfast and Indian Tangled, so we didn't really want to risk doing too much.
Yeah.
So it was nice just going and sitting and knitting for a little bit and enjoying the house. And, you know, we had a gorgeous house, so that was nice. And then we went to Indian Tangled, and Indian Tangled was fabulous. Amazing. It was very well organized. The volunteers were incredible. I think they did a really, really good job on crowd control. Some booths were obviously more crowded than others, but the amount of people within the facility was very manageable. Like, if you have a problem with crowds, I wouldn't say that was an event that you had to worry about. No. I hit up quite a few booths.
Yeah, and I really felt that 2 hours was enough for me.
Yeah, I had time to sit. I had time to sit and wait for her to finish up what she was doing, and just, because there were certain people that I wanted to see, and I basically spent half my budget at Indian Tangled.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of the shoppers that I like to peruse first and see all of my options.
Yeah.
And then I go in. So I had to walk it twice.
Yeah.
And I think that, I was like, well, I see this booth. I'm like, I want to go to Little Bean. I want to go to Duck Duck Wool. I want to, like, all these people I've mapped out. But I wanted to see all of my options first.
Well,
and then I went in for it.
I went in. So we'll start with my purchases at Indian Tangled here, because that'll be the bulk of my purchases. I beelined it for Nerdbird Makery. And, I think I left my project bag upstairs for Nerdbird Makery.
Well, we're gonna put some elevator music on while you go get it.
We can't. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna go get my bag. She's gonna see my bag because it's also got all my other Nerdbird Makery stuff on it. Pause. Okay, and we're back. And more testing. Okay, so my most damage was done at Indian Tangled. Definitely, by far. There were a lot of vendors that I wanted to see there. Lola Bean, Cannon Hand Dyed, Wax and Wool, Nerdbird Makery, and Nerdbird Makery is the one I beelined for. Didn't help that they were just right there at the entrance, but I literally beelined for Nerdbird Makery. I've been following them for a while. I absolutely love all of her stuff. Her and Shelly Can are probably two of my favorite.
Yeah.
Like, knitting accoutrement designers. So I got quite a bit of Nerdbird Makery stuff. So first and foremost, I bought their feminist knit club bag. It's been on my list for quite a while. It's got some leather handles. It's quite a wide bag too.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
Yeah, so it's got the wax canvas bottom. It's got a really good heavy canvas bag to it. There are 2 pockets on the inside, and it is drawstring as well, which is always a requirement for my bags because of the cat. So it's a little stiff still, but it will wear nicely and soften up nicely with use. And I did put a couple of my pins on here already. So we got I did figure out this is Malabrigo.
This is Malabrigo, okay.
So the Malabrigo hat that we had gotten in our bags is on there. And then I put my Stay Focused Nerdbird pin. This is a Shelly Can pin that I got. This is my Rhinebeck sweater. The baller pin. And then we got a little unicorn pin from Christy Glass's Knit Night. So I got that, and then I did get a sticker from her as well, her little knitter sticker. That's gonna go. Thank you.
Maybe.
Come on, focus.
There we go.
There we go. There she is, in all her beautiful glory, and her orange shawl. She's gonna go on one of my planners. I got a couple of stickers. I did get some Shelly Can stickers too. I got the I Support Ravelry. With Bob on there. And then I also got the wool stock as well. So those will all go in my little binders or somewhere in my knitting room somewhere to be permanent. We also got the Hello, I'm Worth It, #Know Your Worth stickers.
Know Your Worth.
These were handed out free through the event, and these stemmed from the issues with Denise Byron and being paid for her time, so, which we did support, but we also wanted to support the vendors that were there. A lot of the vendors, you know, can't necessarily drop out. I know Adela from Lola Bean had made a statement like, you know, you need to come and support the other makers that are coming, because not everybody was in a place of privilege like Magpie, and I think there was one other vendor and I can't remember the name.
It costs a lot just for your booth, for your travel, your accommodations, and then that's a lot that, you know, to you know, especially if you put deposits down and you can't get those back.
Exactly.
And this is the exposure that a lot of smaller companies need. So then you can go back, and then all throughout the year you can buy online. Yes. And so, you know, that's just a good, it's just marketing that I don't think some people have the ability to just say, you know what, I'm just going to pass on this. Right.
We do, I fully agree that with Denise Byron's stance that, you know, it's know your worth, know your pay, you know, and ask for your pay and everything. However, being able to pull out like Magpie did was very much from a place of privilege. And I'm not saying that they were wrong in doing so. Yeah. That was wholly their business decision. But I also understand that a lot of the vendors, the smaller vendors, didn't have the privilege of being able to do that because they were in a financial situation where they were not as strong as Magpie Fibers. So
this could be easily a quarter to half of, you know, their income.
Yes.
For, you know,
smaller vendors,
for smaller vendors.
So, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because there wasn't a vendor that didn't have people in their booth.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it's a very small curated show. So we went and supported the smaller businesses and definitely dropped a pretty penny on several vendors. So, yeah. So I did hit Nerdbird Makery, and I took a picture with the designer, and I am completely blanking on her name right now, and I'm so sorry. But I was very excited to meet her.
Yes.
I followed her for a very long time. And then I hit a few other booths, just a few. I actually did pretty well sticking. I stuck to my
you were good.
My list, my limits pretty well.
I think we both did really well.
Yeah, I think I did really well. I didn't with the exception of this pile that I'm holding here, I didn't buy any other minis. So I went into the Ply booth, Ply, Pancake, and Lulu yarn, new vendor to me. They had amazing colors.
They did. They had such pretty color. I grabbed their card.
Yeah,
so I can remember them.
I did too. Get a little focus there. There we go. Ply, Pancake, Lulu yarn. They are, I don't think it says where they're out of. I did not get a chance to speak with the booth owners. It was a little busy, but I did get a couple of blue minis. I got 2 single ply ones. This one is in the Tanya colorway, and I'm gonna try to get these to focus quickly so we're not wasting time focusing. And this is in the Tanya colorway. This is in the Pancake Plume colorway. And those are both her single bases. These are the Euro Fingering Superwash Merino base. This one is Twilight.
That's a pretty color.
It is a very pretty color. The camera's kind of washing it out. It's a lot deeper in person. This absolutely bright, oh, this one's a DK. I guess that's not going in the blanket. This is a lot richer than the color is blowing out, but it's called True Blue. And then this one is another fingering weight called Deep Violet. This is literally the perfect blurple. I know it's not showing up on the camera very well. I'm trying to get a true to color. That might, there's a truer to color. if I hold it back. But
Yeah.
it's definitely one of the most perfect blurples I've ever seen.
It's very, what they call ultraviolet.
Yeah, well, she calls it deep violet.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's definitely a blue purple, and it's very, very pretty. So those will go into the blanket, except for apparently this DK weight one that I didn't realize I picked up a DK weight. I'll find something for it.
Oh, it'll be...
We'll find some.
Yeah.
We'll find some. This one's 49 yards. The fingering weight ones are 87 yards for the ply and 80 yards for the singles. Yeah. High twist single fingering mini skeins. The
Are these going
singles
in
are
the
super
blanket?
wash.
Or...
They're going in the blanket.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going in the blanket.
Didn't know if you had started another blanket.
No,
or
I'm
if it's...
still on the blues,
Okay.
and it is the blanket.
Okay.
So, so I hit them, and then I hit up Fully Spun. Fully Spun's actually from our neck of the woods, from my neck of the woods. They're from the Falls Church area in Northern Virginia. And I picked up these. This skein called to me immediately. It is this really, really dark, gorgeous, plummy purple color.
So pretty.
The color is called Killer Eggplant. That's pretty accurate. It is their 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's 100 grams, 470 yards. It's called their postscript fingering. And then this one is called Loyal Pup. And it is the seam. It is a nice charcoal color. So I'm thinking this pretty generous fingering yardage. It's 470 yards. I'm thinking I may do a very chunky striped crop top sweater with them.
It'll be cute.
Yeah.
I like that together. Those are my colors.
Yeah,
Wait till you see what I bought. All the same color.
It's all the same colors. I really, really like these colors. Like
Yeah.
they're very low contrast.
Yeah.
Like you can barely tell the contrast looking back from here.
Yeah.
But when you get a little closer, you can
But
definitely
it would
tell.
be really cute, just a little stripe.
A little nice subtle striped sweater.
Or
so.
very subtle, like not a large color work. It would just be.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to work those together. I hit up the Canon hand-dyed booth, and I purchased, or I think I purchased the pom-poms from her. Oh, we have Kitty. Kitty is coming up on the table because there is so much yarn. He's probably going to go insane. Don't touch the camera, Kitty. Come on. Get down. Come on.
Very curious.
He's very, very curious. Okay, so I hit up the Canon hand-dyed stash, our Canon hand-dyes booth, because I wanted to see their Indian Tangled 6-color stripe in person.
I love that.
I was not disappointed.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of a color that Beth once used. It was the Weasley Wizarding Weezes or something like that. It reminded me of that, and I really, really love it, and I wanted it.
The tones that they use, like the depth of them, it just was very mid-century modern.
Yes.
Like, I just love it.
Yeah, I love it. And I got it on their William Merino base. I didn't like the other bases they had it on. It kind of muted the colors quite a bit, and I really like the strong colors of this one. So this is their 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 460 yards. This will definitely, 100 grams, and this will definitely be a pair of socks. Also in their booth, I got not one, but 2 pom-poms.
Little pom-poms.
I got a naturally colored one, which actually turns out will match one of my Maryland sheep and wool, New York sheep and wool purchases perfectly. That'll match my Hagrid's.
Oh, it will match your Hagrid's, yeah.
And then this bright one
is going to match the hedgehog.
Is going to match the hedgehog.
So cute.
So this is going to end up being a hat. So I saw this pom-pom and I was like, this pom-pom, I mean, look at how perfectly they match. I thought this was going to be a really hard color to match anything with. It turns out it wasn't, but it just turns out that it was in a pom-pom. So I'm going to make a super slouchy hat for myself. And I'm going to put a really cute pom-pom on it. And they're the kind with the snaps. So I just have to buy the bottom snap.
Oh.
So then I can just snap it on and off.
See, that's what I have.
To wash
I have one that's natural that just needs the bottom snap.
Yep.
So you can just buy those I guess like a Joann's or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you can buy I mean, it'll be the whole snap, but you can just take it off and pair them up with that.
Surprised they don't have the two together.
Yeah, I was looking to see if any of them did. None of them did, so I'm assuming none of them come with the bottom snap, which is fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I guess they assume you already have the one bottom and you can just,
I guess, I don't know.
I don't know.
I hit up the Wax and Wool booth, which I'm super excited about. I got a cute little jar of matches. Not that I needed matches, but it's super cute, and it comes with a little strike plate on the back.
Yeah, but if you left it out, it would be cute little.
Yes. Well, and I use it for decor. I
Mm-hmm.
always light a candle when I'm recording nowadays, and I was running out of matches. So
we light a candle pretty much every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
And then, so I got the Wax and Wool. This is their tobacco scent. It was the last one in the booth of the day, so I was super excited because I have been coveting.
Smells so good.
You don't think, like, you're like, oh, because my husband's a smoker and I can't stand it.
No. It's a difference between cigarettes and tobacco.
But this is just
one of my favorite
perfumes
that I sell at work is a honey and tobacco aroma.
Oh, nice.
And for me, it works really, really well on my chemistry, but it is so sensual. Like, I just love it. And my husband's like, you smell like candy. And I was like, I will never take this off.
Yeah,
because my husband could care less. But I love it.
I'm one of those natural earthy scent kind of persons. I love patchouli, lavender, bergamot, like all those, like, sage, tobacco. I love all those really earthy scents.
Yeah.
I cannot stand a flowery scent ever. Like, it throws my whole body into like.
And the perfume, the cologne I got for Kirk, well, he has lots of cologne because I used to sell a lot fragrance, but the original Tommy Bahama has a tobacco scent in it. It's so good on him too. Yeah. It's a scent that a lot of people think it's going to smell like cigarettes, and it doesn't.
Yeah, no.
No, it's earthy but sweet and a little bit of musk. It's just so good.
So I was really excited. I got that, and I was so excited.
Yes.
She was like, "Oh, it's the last one." I'm like, yes.
I really wanted to get some, but I'm flying, so
yeah,
I had to limit what I could.
Yeah. Well, on your next
buy.
trip here, we'll maybe we can go up to the Knot House.
Yeah.
Because I think the Knot House carries them. I don't go up there super often.
Are they
but that's where I
Maryland?
originally. The Knot House is not at Maryland Sheep and Wool. What they do is they have a pop-up prior to Maryland Sheep and Wool, which is you know, and I'll go into a little depth about that when we do when I do the review and the comparison of Sheep and Wool. So okay, so moving on. Yes. I got some more. I got some mustache because I said that was one of the ones I wanted to see. I got 3 skeins. This one I had to grab because it's called The Doctor. And this is their 75-25 Superwash Merino nylon base. And it doesn't look like it, but these are 2 actual identical skeins wound together.
Oh.
So, and they're at 50 grams each. So that they're perfectly matched for socks. Yep.
How cool is that?
Uh-huh.
I did not know about this this vendor.
Yes. So Mustache is known for their striping. This is the Dr. Colorway. This is Kama, K-A-M-A, I guess on the pronunciation here. It's more of a muted E rainbow. And then this one is called A Very Hobbit Christmas. And I had to get it because this is just really pretty muted
really
Christmassy
pretty.
colors. And then there's just a line with speckles.
Yeah, that's gonna be so cute. And it has a little bit of pink and
yep.
a little chartreuse, so it's a fun Christmas.
It's a fun Christmas color, so I was very, very excited about that. And then my last, but not by any means least purchase, was my favorite booth to go into because I met all the people in this booth. First and foremost, I met Adela of Lola Bean Yarn, and I gave her a big squish.
Yes.
Because I am such a fan of hers. I've been following her and her little daughter, and her daughter just melts my heart because she reminds me so much of my Nora and her sassiness, and I just love Adela and how real she keeps it, and just her yarn has been just lighting up my feed for probably more than a year now. And I've just been wanting to squish it and touch it. I'm terrible at catching updates. Terrible. I can't follow. I follow all these people, but I will never be able to tell you when they do updates. I will never be able to tell you, like, so I am one of those people.
I'm either busy or broke every time when somebody updates.
Exactly.
So I have no idea.
So I am one of those people, like, I just have to see it in person, and I have to be able to touch it in person. And I would have bought her yarn sight unseen anyway, just because of the colors are just have been amazing. But I went and I did get to Squish N Love, and I only bought 2 skeins, but I bought 2 really gorgeous skeins, you guys. I know you don't see how gorgeous this one is from afar, so I will get it up close, but look at this orange.
Single plies.
These are single plies. These are her silky singles. She calls the base Silk Bean. It's a 70-30, so it's 70% superwash merino and 30% silk. It is a fingering weight base. It is 438 yards on 100 grams. And this color is called Saltwater Taffy, which I think is very perfect for it. Very perfect. And then this color is called Mandarin, and I have never seen...
It's such a beautiful orange.
I know, a more amazing shade of orange. Yeah. And I know it's an amazing shade of orange because as I was holding it in my hands, waiting in line, Gigi of Gigi Made It came up to me and told me that my purchase was Gigi approved. So it must be. It must be a perfect color of orange. And the cat is leaning on Kristen's suitcase.
It's gonna drive all my animals crazy when I get home.
Yes. So I got to squish Adela. I got to squish on Gigi and say hi to her and get a picture with her and get a picture with Adela. And then Stephen West was in the booth. It was the same time I was shopping. So him and I believe Greg is his partner, but I'm not 100%. Were in the booth, and Greg approved of my purchase too.
You got to see everybody. I saw all these other people like mingling and doing with other people, and I was like, I'm not gonna be like,
I waited and just stood there patiently.
I just was like, I have it. I'm just gonna say I lived in the moment.
Yeah,
I was there. I lived in the moment.
She lived vicariously through me.
Yeah, so I did all of her selfies.
So this is the Saltwater Taffy. I'm gonna show you. It's a very creamy base with all these absolutely gorgeous pops of color.
Yes, that yellow. And the mint, it is so Saltwater Taffy.
Yeah. It is absolutely, probably just, it's perfect.
I mean, and us growing up here in Maryland, going to the shore, hon.
Yeah. Going down the ocean.
Yep.
That's the way we say ocean down here in Baltimore. Going down the ocean, hon.
And you'd always have to get Saltwater Taffy.
Yeah. So always get Saltwater Taffy. And so these are absolutely perfect. These are going to be a striped little crop top, I think, for the summer. Because it's a nice silky fingering weight. So I'm going to do a little sort of crop. Maybe it'll be a magpie. I don't know. Magpie only requires 1 skein of yarn because it's such a large gauge.
Yeah.
And I could do this on the top, with the shoulders. And then this on the bottom.
Yeah, that'd be pretty.
That would leave me a lot of this left over for, a color work or a hat or something coming undone.
It'll go in.
I played with it too much. So it's all...
Yeah, I have a few that I'm like, I have to retwist or something.
Yeah, I gotta retwist.
Right, but yeah, you had a great time at Indy.
I did. I had such a fabulous time. That was my first time meeting Stephen West. That was my first time meeting Gigi.
He's so tall. I've never met him either. And
he towers probably like 2 feet above me. He's so tall.
And so much fun. Like, he always had a crowd around him. So I was mindful and lived in the moment. Yeah. And, but it was really fun to see him. And I just was like, I follow you online.
Him and Greg were talking about how, like, they had a booth, or they were in a booth. Yeah. And they went to walk around, and they got maybe, they'd get maybe 10 feet and get stopped, and then they'd get another 10 feet and they'd get stopped. So, but they were really good natured about it. I'm sure a lot of the people that were there and that are basically knitting personalities feel the same way. Yeah.
It is. It's showtime.
Yeah, it is a showtime. It's, you know, unfortunately, you know, you get bigger and those people just, they love you and they want to see you and they want to meet you. And it's, you know, I was talking with Gigi, I was like, it's one of those things where, like, you watch these podcasts and you're like, I know this person, I know their lives inside and out, and oh my God, they're such great people, and I want to be their best friend, and they don't know anything about you because they don't get the other side. So, it's, you know, it's one of those things. And
have you knit a Stephen West?
I have. Not many because I don't do shawls.
Oh, well, he does have shawls.
And he does a lot of shawls. Now, he does do, he does have quite a few sweater patterns out lately. So I've been looking at doing his bobble sweater.
Oh yeah, that looks really fun.
That looks really fun. He's got a raglan sweater, like a go-to. I think he calls it like his go-to raglan or something like that. I may try that one. Although my go-to raglan's the tin can knits. So I don't know. And then he's got that really long. We got cut off. So Stephen West had that really long cardigan one. And I've been looking to do that one. So.
I haven't knit any of his more recent patterns because I haven't learned brioche yet. And it's on my list. Every year I write down my goals for knitting skills I want to learn this year. And it's always on there. Yeah, it's always got the arrow moving on to the next year. But the very first one I knit from him was the Boneyard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, way back when he was, I guess, under contract and a little bit more plain Jane.
Maybe. I knit,
and I just was like, I love this. I've knitted it twice.
Yeah, I've knit a Spectrum and I've knit a Herbivore.
Okay, yeah.
I've knit those two.
Yeah.
I love his stuff.
I love his stuff
absolutely
too.
Beautiful. Some of the colors he uses are a little crazy and outlandish, but then I go and I look at some of the knitters that have worked up his patterns and they use some colors that are more muted to my style, and I can see, you know, wearing them, or at least in those colors. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous, and
it's a lot of fun. Yeah,
he's
one of my favorite designers.
So tell us what you got.
Okay, so I hit Nerd Bird Makery too. And I just wanted to get some swag. So I got my little pin.
This is one I already have. Yeah. And the t-shirt.
The t-shirt, yeah. So that was my pin.
Nevertheless, she
knitted. And then my 3 people. I'm a maker, so I had to get the maker one. Look how cute she is. I crochet, so I got my little crochet one. And then, of course, I got my knitter one, too. So that was my little swaggy from them. I needed a tool because I don't have this one yet, but I needed the wrap per inch tool, and Crinkles was there, so I had to pick up one, and it was really hard to figure out which one I wanted, but I went with the cat because I love cats. I love my cats and my dogs. So look at that cat face. It's like, as Connor would say, it's a little derpy, but it's super cute.
Yeah.
The only other dog they had was a corgi, and I don't have a corgi.
Yeah.
So, and then Murky Depths I saw on a Chrissy Glass interview, and I really wanted to try some Purr yarn, and I just fell in love with this Blood Oath color.
And this is gorgeous.
It's this pretty oxblood color. Yeah, she had a lot of really beautiful colors. Yeah. And then I hit Lola Bean as well. I had to get my Lola Bean pin.
Yeah, I'm kind of I kind of regretting I didn't get the Lola Bean pin because Lola is just so adorable.
Yeah. And then I'm not exactly sure. From what I could gather on her website, I think this is He Should Not Be Named, but my little skein did not have a little thing on the back.
Yeah, it doesn't have any.
So it's a mystery, but it's a 2-ply, and it's definitely fingering weight.
Yeah, it doesn't have any information.
It has no information, and from what I can gather, it is He Should Not Be Named. So it's this really pretty silver base with these small speckles.
Yeah, there's very few speckles.
Very few speckles, and from what I can find online, that same colorway, there are a few that have a little bit more speckles, but the speckles match up. There's red, there's black, but it's just a really pretty blue silver base.
Well, you know, you could probably always PM her on Ravelry and see if she can give you the information.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm pretty sure like that's what I'm gonna call it. But it's a 2-ply.
I know she was
fingering.
I know she was going nuts dying before Indian.
Yeah, so she might have ran out of labels and just, you know. So, but yeah, so that's what I'm going with that. But this is being paired with my Duck Duck wool, which I really wanted to.
Oh, I love Duck Duck wool. I got them at Homestead.
I don't know if you can see
year.
this color. It's called Truffle.
It's like a brownish red.
Brownish red. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's got all kinds of depth. And then this is the 80/20 merino silk, and it's 600 yards in each ball.
Yeah.
Well, each hank. And this is going to be my garden gate.
Yep.
Which was I had two, the must-haves, and I was so excited because I just think it's going to be absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. I love those too.
Yeah. So that was my Indian Tangled.
That's it.
I know.
She was way better behaved than I was.
But that's because I went bonkers at the fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
So the fair itself, now having experienced both sheep and wool in New York and sheep and wool in Rhinebeck, I have to say that pretty even.
Pretty even.
The
Absolutely.
only difference I would say is that they had a lot more food type vendors, not as in they were selling food to eat there at the fairgrounds, but like that one barn that had like the distilleries.
Oh yeah.
And like spices, and there was a guy you could buy fresh cured salami from.
Yeah.
And another
That was really nice. It was all meats, cheese, and wine.
Yeah.
And dessert. Like,
yeah. It was gout in a booth.
It was.
But it was amazing. And in fact, I bought
oh my god, we didn't get a chance to try the wine.
the mulled wine last night.
Well, I mean, the day's still young. I'm flying. I'm not driving anywhere, so we can.
But I am, so. So if I can't have it, you can't have it.
You live vicariously through me this time.
Oh, I see how it is. So we went, we got up early Saturday morning, and we had breakfast at the fair, basically, because we didn't eat breakfast Saturday morning.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't. Yeah, I was like,
we got up and we hauled ass out of, pardon my French.
Yeah.
Out of there at 7:30 so that we could get to the festival fairgrounds at 8 when they, an hour before they opened at 9.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to hit traffic. We were hitting a lot of traffic coming back from the Christy Glass Knits night.
Yes.
Which we hit after Indian Tangled. We did not hit the Christy Glass Yarn Bazaar.
And that was one of my, I really wanted to see, but we got there.
We got there and there was a huge line, and it was just, we got there about
5:10, and it's supposed to close at 6, and I was like, we're never gonna get through this line in the amount of time and then get into shop, so we just went and had dinner.
So we just went and had dinner. We had dinner at the Terrapin, had amazing food.
So good. Yes.
I tried the venison bolognese. It was amazing.
I had the pork chop.
I had the apple spice mule.
Oh, the pork chop was so good. It had bacon and almonds on it, and
she cleaned her plate.
Oh, I did. I was a really good girl this weekend. I ate everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I cleaned my plate.
I would have been surprised if she had picked it up and started licking it. It was so clean when it was done.
And just a beautiful, it was in an old church, so the architecture was really pretty. I'd love to, we just went to the bar side, the bar and bistro side, because they were packed on the restaurant side, but I would love to see what the whole place looked like.
Yeah, a reservation will be on the must list, and then we went to,
the Beekman Arms, which was on my must-see. I do love a little bit of history, but they say they're the oldest inn in America, but so does everybody. I mean, I normally have gone to Williamsburg. I was engaged in Williamsburg. So I have a hard time with being like, I'm the oldest. I'm like, well, everybody's colonized around the same time. But it was really neat. We went to just have a drink at the bar. In the tavern.
I felt tall in the tavern.
Oh, yes.
The ceilings are like so low.
And we're only like 5.
I'm 5'1" on
I'm 5'2" and a half. So, and then 5'3" when I have a little pump. Yeah. But but it was really neat. It was really cool.
Nice. And we had drinks there, and then we went to the Five and Dime, which has the knitting garage in the back. So we did get to shop that.
Yeah. And we met Miriam there.
Yeah, we saw Miriam from Chelsea Purl's podcast there. And then we went to the Christy Glass Knits night. We actually sat right behind or next to Chelsea, or the Chelsea Purl's crew team. The whole crew was there, so it was Red Bank Mike. It was Christina. It was Miriam and her daughter and Christina's mom, and so like it was the whole crew. And then the crew from the Knot House was there. And so we sat like, they were at this table and we were at this table, and I was literally sitting next to the owner of the Knot House, and I was like, hey, what do you know? My project for tonight is actually made from your yarn. So that was nice. And Tristan and her mom Christy were there from Dragon Horde Yarn and Yarn Cafe Creations. And who else was there? Some of the girls from the Knitters League were there.
Yep.
There were a bunch of people, and Christy was there. Christy was wearing the biggest, poofiest skirt in the world. It was definitely not the right skirt for that.
And she was wearing heels, so her skirt was just the right length to like brush every table.
Every tabletop and every shoulder of somebody sitting down. It was so crazy. It was so funny. She got up there and she was saying thank you, and she started crying. She was like, I find it so funny to say that I spent so many hours working on my podcast, my YouTube channel.
And here we all are.
And here we all are. And it was so funny because she had all these round tables in the center of the room, and they had the long banquet tables on the sides of the room. And there was probably only like 2 feet between each table when there were people sitting. Yeah. And so, of course, she was brushing by everybody. Yeah. Everybody was getting tulle and skirt in the face, and nobody cared because it was all Christy Glass. So, and she was wearing those heels that she towered above everybody. You guys see the picture we posted on my Instagram of the two of us.
We're like,
Christy.
You have to scooch down.
We're like, you have to scooch down because you're so tall right now. And she scooched down, and she was still towering above us because of those heels. It was craziness. And she's tall normally.
Yeah, she's tall.
And she was a sweetheart. She started crying when she was talking and thanking
everybody.
It was such
a really fun night. We got to meet some cool people at our table.
We did. We met a few cool people at the table.
I ate way more cookies than I was planning to. I could not stop.
The cookies were amazing. The cookies were amazing.
I'm a cookie monster for sure.
We all got a little unicorn pin from Christy to thank you.
Oh, thank you, pin. Yay.
See if you can focus.
Here's mine.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Mine's here. Yours is here. This is what it looks like.
So, and it was a really fun night. It lasted until about 10. We probably stayed until about 11:45.
Yeah.
We managed to get a really good parking spot.
We did.
There.
We just happened
right in front of the church.
Right in front of the church.
Right in front of the church.
So yeah, it was rockstar parking for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a long night, and we got stuck in 2 hours of traffic getting home.
Yeah, it was a lot.
2 hours.
Yeah.
It was a half hour from our B&B in Saugerties.
Yeah, we left a little bit before 10, but we did not get home till 11:30.
Yeah. It was insane. Yeah, it took us almost 2 hours to get home.
Yeah, so Friday was a long day.
Very long.
Yeah.
We got home, we passed right out.
I didn't even hear the radiator.
Yeah. And then I woke up the next morning because it was Saturday, 2 sounds of gunshots. And I'll tell you,
no, but not like that. Like they were hunting.
They were hunters. We were in a ravine, and
we were Malden on the Hudson, and you could see the Hudson where we were.
You could see the Hudson out of my bedroom window. It was amazing.
They're just hunting geese.
But they were hunting. They hunt geese, deer, whatever they were hunting. But you can tell I was such an urban girl, or like a suburban girl, because I was like, who in God's name is shooting off fireworks this early in the morning? That was my first. Now, to be fair, I was asleep.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until later when she was like, yeah, you heard the hunters this morning, and I'm like,
I grew up on 70 acres. I lived in New York City when I was younger, and then we moved to Maryland.
So gunshots either way.
Gunshots either way. I mean, it's either I traded car alarms and people yelling at each other to gunshots, because my uncle is, he's still alive, but a great gamesman. Yeah. And so we'd have property and he would hunt. But I also lived in the country area where other people would hunt too. So it was very, very familiar to me
not at all familiar
to hear the shotgun shots.
Yeah. All morning. And it was just like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. We gotta get them in the mornings when the light just comes up. That's when everything starts to stir and they start to eat.
Oh yeah.
And that's when they come out and move, and that's apparently.
I woke up into them on Sunday morning too.
Exactly. So
and our radiators.
Yeah, and the radiators.
The radiators are so loud. Comforting a little after a while, but loud. So Saturday morning we went to Rhinebeck, and yeah, I find if anybody has FOMO, fear of missing out because you don't get to go to Rhinebeck, but you get to go to some of these smaller events, I don't really think you need to. Yeah. I think the major difference with Rhinebeck is that there is more publicity around Rhinebeck. It has a greater fan base, a larger, more vocal fan base, and that because of that, it draws some of those knitting celebrities and those knitting personalities that you want to see. So there is a lot more socialization. I think Maryland is starting to get on par with that. Yeah. Maryland, vendor-wise, is about the same.
Yeah, it's in the fairgrounds. It's very similar. We saw a lot of vendors that we see at Maryland.
Yeah, there were quite a few that I was like, oh, I've seen you at Maryland. Oh, I've seen you at Maryland. Yeah. I've seen you at Maryland. So, you know, Bumblebee Acres, wool. There's that cross stitch embroidery vendor.
Yeah, and then you have Heritage. And
Heritage.
I always hit them up when I
the
Tess,
Yarn Hague or whatever Tess was there.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of
Fiber
vendors.
Company.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Miss Babs. So all of them are at Maryland Sheep and Wool. So if you can't make it to Rhinebeck, but you can make it to Maryland Sheep and Wool, which is in May, you know, sometimes that's more travelable for other people because it's not as far, or it's in a time of year where it's easier for them to travel. You know, don't worry about missing out. It's starting to be the same kind of destination that Rhinebeck is. So I know that people travel from all over the world to come to Rhinebeck, but there are people that travel all around the world to go to Maryland Sheep and Wool as well.
I believe Maryland is the longest running Sheep and Wool, and Rhinebeck is the largest attended. Yes. So it has the highest traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really think, you know, I noticed a big difference is, so we were in Saugerties and our friend was in Woodstock, and, you know, you have the Rhinebeck area, but it seems like all around all the surrounding areas really got into supporting it, and you had this feel because you're just bringing all these people in. Where Maryland Sheep and Wool is in Columbia, Maryland, it's not like that. It's not it's not a charming colonial city.
Yeah, it's more of a modern urban, what do they call Columbia? A PUD, a planned urban development.
Exactly.
So, you know, Columbia is the closest large town to stay in at when you come to Maryland Sheep and Wool, and it's not a touristy area. The closest tourist area is Baltimore, and a lot of people don't like coming to Baltimore.
No.
Baltimore doesn't. It's a great city, but it doesn't have the tourist attraction and tourist pull that like New York City does.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because they're very similar.
Very
cities.
similar.
Very
But if you come to Baltimore,
cities.
you have to go to the National Aquarium. That's a must.
We have one of the best aquariums.
Yeah, we have one of the best aquariums. But yeah, that was my biggest thing is like, you know, you don't get that camaraderie or that communal feeling no matter where we went. Yeah. We saw a lot of knitters
and we're basically like, hi knitters! Oh, you're a
you just felt that.
Even driving home, we got as far as Delaware, I think, and we saw some knitters in some of the rest stops, and we're just like, hi! Because we you know, not necessarily that we know them, but we've recognized the yarn they're wearing, or we've recognized the pattern that they're wearing, and so therefore you know that they're a knitter because that's what they're wearing, and it was funny and you don't get that with Sheep and Wool, and mainly Maryland Sheep and Wool because it's in May and it's hit or miss with the weather. Yeah. There are some years where wearing sweaters and shawls and hats and fingerless gloves was absolutely appropriate because it would be freezing. And then there are other years
you just want to wear your bathing suit because you're sweating through everything.
Yeah, because it's so hot. So it's hit or miss with the weather there. Most of the time that I go to Maryland Sheep and Wool, I'm wearing jeans and a t-shirt, and I'll carry a light jacket with me.
That's pretty much what I've done.
I don't wear
a few years I was like, ugh.
Yeah, and I won't.
Sweating through my clothes, and I was like, oh, this isn't a good look.
Yeah, last year was pretty hot. Or this year was pretty hot, rather. And then the year before that was good weather, and then the year before that was freezing cold. Freezing cold.
So for me, now that I live in Charleston, I was talking to my husband. I said, okay, so now that I've experienced both, I was like, well, if I want the experience of being very much immersed in the whole like I said, the whole communal feeling, and I have the money, Rhinebeck is totally on the books.
Yep.
But for time and just, I'll say I'm perfectly happy with Maryland Sheep and Wool.
If you're just concerned with the shopping experience and not necessarily the social experience, Maryland Sheep and Wool is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
If you really, really do prefer more of the community experience and the social, like Saturday for us was all social.
All social.
We spent like 3 hours up on the hill. Just talking with people, and, you know, I got to meet Yarn Hoarder.
Yeah, it was all social,
so excited about. I got to squish on Amber. We got to meet the girls from F This Knit, and we sat and chatted with them for quite a while.
So basically, all of you other podcasters and influencers, Maryland Sheep and Wool.
Yeah, come to Maryland Sheep and Wool.
It's like a little diamond in the rough.
There are other podcasters that come, like the Chelsea Pearls crew comes to Maryland Sheep and Wool because they do the Knot House. And I will say that, you know, we don't have an Indie Untangled at Maryland Sheep and Wool. We have Needles Up, and we have the Knot House pop up. And
but that doesn't mean we can't have one.
But we could totally have one. And the Knot House pop is starting to really compete with Indie Untangled, basically, because they have their shop and then they bring in a couple different vendors. So like this year, I think they had Little Fox and they had Farmer's Daughter and they had Dragon Horde, because that's where I met Tristan the first time. And I actually got to meet Christy, Tristan's mom, this time around. It was nice because Tristan was like, I remember you. And I was like, fangirling. And we had our hats. So we were twinning with our hats on Saturday. And then #goals. I got to meet Caroline of Dunder Knit of Knitting Vicariously. And we were wearing our sleeve shifted. And so that was really fun. And
I mean, and you still get the same. You get to see all the different fiber animals. You have your sheep, your goat, your llamas. They're all there. They have other wonderful vendors too that you know, just like you would have there. The food is really good.
You have a lot more farming equipment vendors at Maryland Sheep and Wool than you do Rhinebeck.
Yeah, I only saw like maybe one little section. I mean, you can go home with a sheep if you want. I mean, I'm pretty sure you could. They had sheep there too.
But yeah, you could absolutely leave with an entire
setup
of stock and animals and plants. There's plant vendors and you know, I will find with Maryland Sheep and Wool, it's also cheaper to get in. Up until like 2 years ago, it was free,
and now it's like $5.
Now it's just $5. And you can pay to get. You can, you know, you can pay online and get your ticket early, which we prefer to do, even though there's a fee associated with that, or you can pay at the door if you don't want to.
You just scan and you go in.
Yeah, because the line goes so much faster when you already have your ticket. I do find that Maryland Sheep and Wool, there's a lot of non-knitters that go to Sheep and Wool in Maryland because there are so many other farm type events that happen. So we have like a fashion show, and to be honest, I didn't pay a lot of attention to the events that were happening at Rhinebeck, but I do know.
Yeah. I mean, they had some other things. It's like, I know at Maryland they do from sheep to shawl event, where people like, that's really neat.
That's cool.
They do a full sheep, full sheep to shawl. So they get the fiber, they have to card it, do everything, then they have to spin it, and then they have to knit it, and they have to
they weave it.
They weave it, yes.
They weave it.
And so you have the 2 days to do it.
Yep. No, they don't.
Do they have the 1 day?
They have less than a day.
Okay, so I thought it was 2 days.
They have about 5 hours.
Okay, yeah, but it's still
insane, and it's teams. It's not one person doing all the work. It's teams. So if you go back and you watch my Maryland Sheep and Wool vlog from last year, I did include some of the footage from the sheep to shawl that I watched. But it's they started in the morning. And they shear the sheep, and then the team of women spin the yarn, and then one woman weaves it in. Yeah. And it's just absolutely some of the most gorgeous shawls you've ever seen. And then they do an auction for those shawls, and it goes to the team. And then they get to split the prize.
Yeah.
So the prize that or the amount of money that you could win, sometimes the winning team that gets voted on and wins doesn't necessarily win the most money. No, because sometimes they may be the judge's favorite, but they're not necessarily the fan favorite, and the fan favorite will bring in more money for you know whatever color, because they they may not like the skill, but they may like the colors better.
Yeah,
we're gonna run out.
Oh, we're
it's
gonna
gonna
run
beep. So I'm gonna pause real quick. We'll come back and go through our purchases. And we're back.
Okay.
It's instantaneous for you, and it's instantaneous for us too.
Yeah.
So. All right, so let's quit chatting and go over our purchases. I did not purchase as much at Sheep and Wool.
I did.
I didn't. You know, I did leave out an Indian Tangled purchase. I did. I just realized that because I bought my signature sock needles.
Oh yeah, you did. You hit the signature booth.
I did. You know why I didn't include them is because I've already started using them. They're already in my. They're already in my whips, my work in progress. So yeah, my super pointy.
Those are nice.
This is my third pair, and I absolutely love my signatures. So I did get those. They were in Indian Tangled. And they're at Maryland Sheep and Wool. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to like try to get in and not be able to get in, or you know whatever. So they're at Sheep and Wool. They actually vent there every year. Although the line for them is
crazy.
Usually pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is true. That's a big.
So let me do a reach here because we've got everything on the tables, and I apologize if we're doing a little shaking and
Sorry,
whatnot.
I have to move all of my.
Move it.
Move it closer to me.
Oof. Yeah. Oh. Probably should have paused this first, but you know, it is what it is.
Insert elevator music.
This is. Okay.
And back.
There we go. Okay. Can you still see us? So I think I said on the Thursday night I have a pretty generous budget, and I did not go over budget. And
me neither.
Yeah,
I still have some. I could have a nice dinner tonight.
I've been saving
pretty
much for a year.
Yeah, for a year.
For a year. So so I did get 3 sweater quantities at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and then I got a scarf quantity for some weaving, and then I did get 1 single skein, and that was it.
Yeah.
I got like, you know, that was it. My first sweater quantity was from Test Designers. I know that they're here at Maryland Sheep and Wool.
But I love their yarn.
But I do love their yarn, and I really loved this color. And their booth isn't super crowded. This is called, they don't have colorways.
No, it's just.
This is their Superwash Merino Light. It's 100% wool. It's 770 yards for 8 ounces. It's basically a sport weight.
It's a nice plum.
Yeah. They put it as a DK, but honestly, it is definitely a sport weight yarn. It is not a DK weight. It would be a very light DK weight. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I knitted at a sport weight gauge. So this is 770 yards. It's a very pretty plum, but there are some hints, lighter tones to it. I will have to stripe them.
Yeah.
Alternate when I knit with it. But I got 2 of them. And this is going to be my Erie. We're losing
sorry,
skeins.
we got a jumper.
This is going to be my Erie. Have you smelled this? It smells so good, you guys.
Hey, it matches my lipstick.
Yeah, it does. So this is going to be my Erie by Isabel Kramer. It's all it's a cabled sweater, long sleeve. It's gorgeous, and I can't wait. It's cabled and lace. It does smell good. Whatever wool wash.
Yeah.
They used to
and
say
when you shop Tess, really it's a little intimidating, but once you figure it out, it's not hard at all.
Yeah,
you just need the shopping
They
list.
don't have prices on anything, and they're the way they set their booth up is by color, and then the colors are sorted by weights. And so what they do is they hand you a little program that has a list of all the yarn that they have in their booth by base. And then they tell you what that base is, and they give you a description of the base, and then they tell you what the price is. I think for the 2 skeins, it was, I want to say it was $40 each.
Yeah, they're $40 a piece. Like, and that's amazing for the amount of yardage you get.
So for $80, I have an absolutely gorgeous sweater.
I also hit Tess, and
this is gorgeous teal.
I got this teal. Oh my god.
It's like a little yarn baby, because you wound yours up, and you skeined yours.
Kind of. It was.
Sort of.
I pulled it out, and it was just. I was like, uh oh.
Yeah.
And then I got this really pretty blue base silver. This is going to be my...
I have this silver.
This is going to be my witching hour.
Yeah, that's
And I have a really pretty mohair silver that has little silver speckles in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do that. I'm going to hold that double with this. And then I have the same mohair in black with black speckles. And I'm going to hold it with this. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be gorgeous. And
Where are you ever going to wear it though? You live in Charleston.
I'm making a poncho.
Okay.
So instead of having the witching hour as a swancho, I'm not going to have enough yardage in this color to add the sleeves. And so I'm just going to make it a poncho. And that is very functional for me in Charleston.
Okay. There we go.
Well, I'll just go to Costco and hang out in the refrigerator section with my knits.
There you go. So
it's so cold there. So really pleased with them.
So the next day,
this is you.
That's me. So then the next booth that I hit that day was Wool. I wanted to get I was looking at their sport originally for my Erie, but I ended up getting the test for the Erie. So I did get a sweater's quantity of the Wool Wash worsted. If you're not familiar with Wool, they are natural dyed, or they're certified organic, which is hard to do on a machine wash yarn. It takes a lot to be machine washed. They are 179 yards per 100 grams, or 3.5 ounces. It is the Cuckoo Flower colorway, and it's this absolutely beautiful baby tealy color. Yeah. Like it's a bluey green.
A lot of their colors were very modern colorways.
Yes.
Very soft, very
modern.
pastel. I just didn't see a colorway that was going to work well for my olive tone. But they're on my list. They will be, now that I've seen them in person. Yeah. If I can't make it to Maryland Sheep and Wool, I'll be doing online orders.
Yeah.
So.
And they're really great. They have really great customer service. I actually managed to get all three of the same lot color. I knit my feldspar colorway, the gold, from my shifted. And I didn't alternate skeins at all. They're all lot 3.
They're all lot 3. That's awesome.
And I did not alternate skeins on my shifted. I do not think I will need to alternate skeins. If you were to look at these under daylight, under a microscope, you can't tell the difference. They are 100. That's what I love.
Yeah.
You get a lot of dyers that they say they're the same dye lot.
But you still need to alternate.
Still need to alternate skeins on a solid color, and that's just a pain in the butt on a solid color.
I was super impressed. Like I said, I've never seen them in person, and their prices are extremely reasonable. I think they were like 19.
These I think were $18 or $19 a skein,
and that's so affordable.
Yeah, I paid
and beautiful and organic. I mean, it's
yeah. And you know, because you go to other booths and you see their worsted base, and it's, you know, on par with the pricing for a fingering weight skein. And I have no problem paying.
Oh yeah, no.
Indie dyed pricing, obviously, because I go to these festivals where a lot of indie dyers are, and but sometimes it can be cost prohibitive for a sweater quantity, especially when you're doing worsted weight and the skeins are only at 200 yards and you need minimum, even at my size, knitting a small, I need 800 yards. And so it can be cost prohibitive when you're paying $30, you know, or $20+ dollars.
And you need five to 6 skeins. You're like, wow. That's a lot.
And I can't imagine, you know, when someone is of a plus size, what that cost is too. So it's not always
and you want to you want, you know,
I mean,
you want to make it affordable but accessible, and I think that's what it is. It's a good price point. I think it's very accessible.
Exactly. And even when I was in my larger size, you know, I was knitting an extra large, and I still would have had to have bought 8 or 9 skeins. To fit the size that I wanted, especially because at that larger size I was wearing things baggier because I wanted.
You don't want everything like
So now that I'm, you know, I've lost the weight, I'm at a more a size that I feel is a lot healthier for me and my body. and I'm more proud to show off my body. It's a little, you know, more self-confident, but not everybody is, even at the tiny sizes. They want to wear big, overweight things. So it's I like them because their price is pretty.
They're
pretty
accessible.
Inclusive and accessible.
Exactly. Beautiful colors. I mean, I love the modern colorway. I just did not have the color for me this time around. Yeah. I don't do well in pastels.
No, you don't.
I don't.
And I can pull off certain ones. But,
but this is going to look gorgeous. I can't wait to see this worked out.
This is going to be gorgeous.
And I love the color gold you had, but when I put it next to me, I was a little jaundiced. So I was like, as much as I love that color, it will need to be a accent color and not a full color. Yeah. So, but absolutely gorgeous yarn.
I got this with the intention of doing my weekender, but I think this is actually going to be my Willow by Justina Lurkowska. I may have gave the pattern name wrong, and I apologize, but it's Willow something, and it is by the same person who did my shifted pattern.
Okay.
And it's a worsted weight raglan pullover with a nice cowl.
Oh, cool.
And I think that will work.
That will look really
for
pretty.
this. I'm really wanting that sweater with a cowl. And I'm going to find a perfect pattern for it. I'm going to get that, and I think this one's gonna work with that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that was my first day's purchase. Did I get these the first day? I think I got these the second day. I can't remember.
Tess was my first day.
Tess was definitely my first day. Wool was definitely my first day.
This was also my first day.
No.
Yes.
Oh, yes, it was. Oh, so that was my first day. This was my first day purchase.
Yeah. So, I really wanted to see Bumblebee Acre Farms. I've been following them online. Yeah. I have been drooling over every single colorway. The best way to get my money is to attach it to something I love, like Harry Potter or Game of Thrones or Outlander, and I will just give you all of my savings.
All of it.
But I couldn't find them on the program, and I was for sure when I was stalking my list between the Bazaar and the Untangled and the Rhinebeck, I was like, they're here. They are here somewhere. And I couldn't find them. I was like, oh, well, they must have been at the Bazaar, and I just was like, okay, fine. I won't get to see them in person. And Beth found them.
MD Quilter.
MD Quilter, yes. And she was like, Kristen, they're here in this booth. They're over here. And I was like, okay.
I just beelined it.
I did.
She was like, gone.
Yeah.
I was like,
and so I was really, really excited. So I got their squishy sock. I got Hermione Granger. Oh my
gorgeous,
God. I love purples and browns. Oh my God. Mauve. And then I paired it up with I'll Await Your Owl.
Oh, that's pretty. That's definitely like Hedwig.
Hedwig, yeah, exactly. It's so pretty. And I'm actually going to be pairing this up with the Murky Depths. I can't remember the name of the shawl pattern, but I have like 12 different ones that are 3-color shawls. But I just think this is so pretty together.
That is very pretty.
So pretty together. But yes, I was so excited, and now hopefully I won't be so broke when they have their limited edition colors.
Yeah. So I'm buying them. I hit up Bumblebee as well, and I only got one skein.
It's okay.
Which was really, really good of me. This is one of the few that broke my one skein rules. I did get a DK weight because a lot of hat patterns are in DK weight these days. So, and I've been wanting this colorway. This is Haggard Keeper of Keys.
So
and
good.
It is just in my wheelhouse completely. Yes. All these browns and reds with little hints of blues and rusts and ochres and just, I had to have it.
Yeah.
And as it turns out, it will go perfectly with the palm I bought. So I will make a hat with the palm.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Yeah. Not that I needed another hat. I packed like 5 hats for this weekend. I only ended up wearing 2 of them.
I have 1 hat.
Yeah.
That I've done, and I worn it.
Yeah.
Pretty much every day.
The new hairstyle really sits with hats very well.
When you have curly hair, hats aren't my friend. Like, I just have to commit to the hat for the whole day.
The whole day, yeah. I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
So,
but headbands I love. I make a lot of headbands.
Oh, and we hit up the, I got some little stickers.
Oh, I did too!
We hit up the Traeger,
the American Lamb
Association and Traeger areas. We're doing samples of lamb all day long. lamb mac and cheese, lamb stew, lamb boneless spare ribs, lamb sausage.
Lamb sausage, spit lamb.
Oh my god, it was all so good.
It was so good. It's all free. They just gave you these little tasters.
Teeny bites, and I was like, oh, these are so cute, because some of them are like sheep dreams, and they're not necessarily barbecue or meat associated. So I was like, oh, these are cute.
And they had a bunch of free handouts for different recipes. And I actually do like lamb, and I cook lamb. Yeah. So I was very excited to pick up some new recipes. Yeah. So it was a neat little booth. I really enjoyed that. That was nice.
I mean, and free vinyl stickers. So
yeah, I thought that was cute.
Second day, we decided we weren't going to get in as early, so I think we left the house at what, like 8:30. We got there with plenty of time. We still got a decent parking space because we were apparently parked in the back lot.
Yeah, we were like, the way the GPS took us, we were off to like the side.
We didn't come in.
We had no idea. They're like, "Did you see the red barn?" We're like, "What?"
Yeah. So we were parked off. I think it was like Market or Montgomery Street or something like that. So it was a much smaller lot, and it was not nearly as packed. We also didn't have people directing us with traffic-wise for parking.
Yeah, it was a free-for-all.
So it was a little bit of a free-for-all, but we got really good spots both days. And we got in line right as it was 9 o'clock. So as soon as we got in line, it started moving. And we hit all the booths the second day. I think we didn't hit the one barn that had like Neighborhood Fiber Company.
Yeah, we didn't go back to the main barn. That was the very first main barn that we went to. They had the Neighborhood, Primrose.
Yeah. We didn't go back to the main barn.
Nightshades.
Yeah. And so we did go back to the one barn with all the food. Yeah. Oh, and I did hit Samuel's Sweet Shop up on the first day. I don't have anything to share with you on that one because I ate them.
It was like, she ate it.
I ate it. I got a cookie butter cup. So it was a chocolate cup, like a peanut butter cup, but instead of peanut butter, it had cookie butter. And 2 salted caramels. And I limited myself to those 3 pieces because the cups were $5 a piece and the salted caramels were $1.25 a piece. Wow. A little on the pricey side. But it was really, really good food. And I was kind of hoping Paul Rudd was there because Samuel's Sweet Shop is owned by Paul Rudd, Hillary Burton, and I don't know Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who is Negan from The Walking Dead, and everybody knows Paul Rudd. And I'm the type of girl that, you know, everybody gushes and oozes over, swoons over Thor and Captain America. But give me Ant-Man and Hulk any day because I love me some Gene.
Oh my God, Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I love me
all day long.
No, I'm all about Mark Ruffalo and Paul Rudd and Jeff Goldblum. I love me some Jeff Goldblum. He's just so sexy. I love it. Some of my friends tease me about it all the time, but I just find him. And I've always found him very sexy ever since I was like 15, 16. So it's, yeah. More and more people are starting to come over to my side though, which is nice.
They are.
So we've got a camera battery beeping at us. So we're going to switch out and then we're going to finish up the last of this and we'll be done.
We'll be done. And then we have lunch.
Yeah, lunch. Definitely lunch. And we're back. Camera battery is changed out.
All right.
All right, so second day, we hit CC's Wool. We both hit CC's. Now we did hit CC's Wool the first day, and we decided to sleep on it and come back. And I'm glad because I ended up buying
a different colorway than you originally.
Colorway than I originally purchased.
I love the colorway you got.
So I got a colorway called Cherry's Jubilee. It is a worsted weight. I think these might be. Oh, these are the same dye lot. It is a worsted weight. This is what she calls her yarn baby because seriously, it's like the size of our heads.
Oh yeah, they're huge.
They're huge, huge skeins of yarn. Oh, mine's coming untangled. They're 560 yards for 9 ounces. It's the worsted weight. This is the Cherry Jubilees colorway.
I love that colorway. I almost was gonna twin with you, but
yeah, it's really, really pretty. There's like lots of hot pinks and charcoals and purples and browns. There's some rusts in here. Absolutely gorgeous.
You could do a cute little boxy or something with it.
Well, I got these 2 skeins. They're going to be my weekender.
Oh, your weekender. That's right.
These are going to end up being my weekender. I was originally going to use the O wool. Then I saw these and I was like, yep, these are going to be my weekender. I know that most people do their weekender in a solid color and or a tweed. I don't care. I'm going to do it in this. I think it'll look good in those.
One of my little cardigans, because I desperately need a cardigan. So I picked up the Yarn Baby in the Superwash Merino fingering in Purple Magic, and this is a 1,120 yards, so 1120.
Yeah.
And it's a really pretty purple.
That's, depending on your size, is almost a sweater's quantity.
Yeah, exactly. It's a swing style cardigan I just love, and it's got it's a little bit of a tonal, so you might see right there is a good spot. You'll see some little different colors of purple in it. And then I wanted to pick up something for my son, so I also picked up the worsted, and this is her barnyard color, which is really fun. Lots of fun
camo-y.
Yeah, it's got your speckles of green and these browns and blacks, and here's, you know, I don't know, like a gray muddled color, but it I've seen it. I was stalking online on Ravelry. It looks really cute knitted up, and that's going to be a cute little flex for my son.
Yeah. So and then I did stop at.
Yeah, I only have one little purchase left.
Yeah, we stopped at Brooklyn Haberdashery.
Oh yeah, that was a cute. That was a super cute
little booth. And were they at Cheap and Wool or were they at Indiana?
No, they were at Cheap and Wool.
Okay.
Yeah.
We saw so many people. I'm just getting them so confused at this point.
They all wore these cute, like, one overall things.
Yeah, I wish I could pull off overalls.
A onesie, but not like an actual overall. Like,
don't feel like I can pull those off.
Suits.
So, I bought
little looms, right?
Little tiny looms. This is a loom. There we go. It's a super weaving loom, square weaving loom, and this is the perfect size for coasters. And it is perfect for sock yarn. And it's a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter. It includes a instruction manual, but it is to make an original coaster, placemat, shawl, or other fun and useful things. So you just join the woven fabrics together. And then I did. I bought a second one that has 4 tiny squares in them in different sizes. So they have a 19 by 15, 15 by 15, 11 by 11, and a 7 by 7. And I think what I'm going to do with these is use my minis and all my little tiny scraps. And I think I'm going to make I'm going to use that 7 by 7 one because I think it would make perfect cute little earrings, woven earrings and necklaces
little
and stuff.
Fun buntings and stuff like that.
Yeah, that too. So yeah, I plan on using up a lot of little minis, and they were really well priced. This one was $9, and this one was $8.
Yeah, and that has multiple sets. Yeah,
you have all kinds of different sets. Yeah, so I was really excited about that. And then we both hit up the
A Touch of Twist.
A Touch of Twist, which is a alpaca farm.
An alpaca farm. And they had beautiful natural skeins of alpaca that was extremely affordable as well.
Yes, they had an extremely affordable booth. And they also had a lot of looms and weaving equipment, which caught my eye because, you know, I still haven't touched my loom and I need to. So they also they had these little mini skeins hanging up. They're 50-gram skeins, and they are alpaca feet is what their base is. This color is pink. This color is
70% alpaca, 30% nylon. So
and this color
you want to have really toasty feet.
Yes, 70% alpaca, 30% nylon. They're 215 yards for the 50-gram skeins. They're $5.50 each.
Yeah.
You can't beat the price on that.
No.
So I picked up 4 skeins of it. Yeah, 4 skeins. I picked up two of the silver, one of the gold, and one of the pink. And I do plan on trying my hand at doing a scarf. So this will be the main long colorway, which is the warp.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yes,
and then this will go this way.
These will be striped as the weft. So we'll see. We will see.
So I also picked up the gold. because I love that. Then I paired that up with this really pretty chocolate color. And let's see. This both says they're red violet. 2 different colors.
Yeah, they're definitely
two different colors. But I have a really, I can't remember what the name of the shawl. It's a really, really long shawl bandana cowl. And it just calls for 3 colors, but you only need 200 yards of each. And so it'll probably be these 3 colors.
I like that.
Yeah, these 3 colors together. And then this is going to be a color work in another little sweater I want to use. I only need 200 yards of a pop color, and so this will be perfect with the color I want for that. So yeah,
that's it for our purchases.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
so we did have some finished objects.
Yeah,
surprisingly. I did finish my shifted, so I want to go ahead and show you that all finished. I wore it on Saturday, and I was twinning with Dunder Knit, so I was super excited. I did steam this in the bathroom Friday night, you guys.
She did. I saw her.
So it is all finished. This is going to be a sweater I absolutely pull from all the time. I love this sweater.
And it looks amazing on you.
Oh yeah. I wore it with just some stonewashed jeans and some brown leather boots that were knee-high and a hat, and it just, I loved it. And it's, you know, cabled from front and back, and then it's got the drop sleeves. You could do she does have a raglan version if you don't like the drop sleeves. That's called shifting, and it's the same pattern. It's just a different sleeve style. I liked this one though. This one worked really nicely. And then I finished I had cast on. Let me see where it is. Oh, I did have one more purchase. This is a bottle of spiced wine, and they had it heating, and we're handing out samples in the distillery area.
It is a Viking traditional.
Yeah. Hedda is a traditionally served, heated, filling the room with aromas that reveal its complex flavor. And yeah. So pour into a saucepan, heat to simmer, don't boil, remove from heat, pour and enjoy. Serving size is 2 to 3 ounces. Let's see. Hedda is a traditional glog, handcrafted in the Nordic tradition, served heated and bask in aromas of sun-ripened fruit, cardamom, and cinnamon. Hedda is mulled in small batches and carefully refined to balance its complex flavors. Enjoy with family and friends. For recipes, tasting notes, and more, visit heddaglog.com. It's a red wine infused with fruits and spices, and it is yummy. And they are out of Kingston, New York, so they were local. Yeah, so I'm going to be heating up some of that at some point today and having
doing a little history reading on Viking traditions, and glog is the when you have kind of like when we have our tradition of toasting. So the head of the household would offer the glog, and they would go around, and each would have a toast or some sort of sentiment speech to make, wise wisdom or, you know, gratitudes and things of that nature, and they would have a sip and they would pass it on.
Yeah. So, all right. I found my yarn. I spun on the eel wheel a little bit, and I was surprised at how well I kind of did. I mean, it's not super done well, but you know, hey, it's a piece of yarn that I made. There's some spots where you can tell it's like really not spun very well, but and then there's others where like, oh, that's not too bad. I refrained from getting the eel wheel as much as I wanted it. I decided that at this point in my life, I just have too much stash, and I need to definitely whittle it down some before I start taking on new crafting projects. I need to find my finished object.
So
you do yours.
Here is my shawl. So Well, and I just have to weave in my ends. But it came out really nice. I made it deeper than it called for. I wanted to use as much as this yarn as I could. And then it was supposed to have these crescents. Well, I don't know what I did, but my crescents aren't, the center hole, I don't know if you can see this, is not even. So I have kind of like this like shape that goes whoop, whoop down really along on one side. It's like I didn't get the rest of the crescent on this side.
It did what?
Whoop, whoop, like that. And I like went back on Ravelry and looked at everybody else's and nobody set anything up. Now my count was correct. So I must have done something in the setup row for the lace. But either way, since every single one looks that way, it looks like it's supposed to be that way.
Oh, there you
yeah,
go.
you can't tell that there's any difference. It's not like one's wonky and one's a full crescent. So I have more of, what type of triangle is that called? An obtuse? Where it's like long, short, and then it comes down like this.
I think that's obtuse, yeah.
Obtuse, yeah. So it goes like this instead of like this. It's like
Yeah.
this. So, still pretty pleased with it. I do want to wet block it because I want to add points to it. But came out really cute.
Yeah.
I have a lot more gold left, so it might get some tassels.
There you go.
Because I want to use it. I'm not going to use it in anything else. So I might get 3 tassels. But nice and squishy. So I think I'm very pleased with it. I can't believe how fast it knit up. It is it's all garter except for when you're doing your lace.
Yeah, because you almost finished it at Christy Glass Knit Night.
Yeah, exactly. I stopped doing it because I just had the one row and then the bind off row.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm pretty much done and I'll just do
And it was
them
time to
next
wrap up, so.
Yeah. But I was just like, wow, I casted it on and did a few rows before I left. So
Yeah.
I finished this in less than a week.
I wove in the ends for my sweaters, both my hyphenated, which you guys have seen already, and my shifted were woven in at Christy Glass Knit Nights.
Yeah.
So I finished those off, and then some of the ladies at the group were like, try it on, so I did that. And then I did a cast on. Well, let me do my other finished objects. Is I cast on a sockhead hat in my Emma's yarn in her sparkly color base. I don't remember the name of the color, but it is sparkly. This is for a neighbor of mine that we're doing a skill trade. So I did her hat for her, and she's doing some Cricut cutouts for me. So this is gonna be her socket hat. Now obviously I haven't woven in my ends yet, but I made it like super long. I have plenty of yarn left over still. So I'm probably gonna make a little palm out of the yarn and put that on there at the bottom. But I did an extra long band so she can do the band up if she wants. If she doesn't want it as super slouchy, she can. If she wants it slouchy, she can just leave the band on. Pretty versatile hat pattern. I love the sock head.
Yeah, I had a few sock heads.
And then I was determined to cast on at Christy Glass Knit Night. So I did get the cast on in one row done on my Le Pouf. Which looks like a hot mess because you hold the 2 yarns together. So
It's top down, right?
And it is top down. So I've already got my sleeves marked. This is the Le Pouf from Hedgehog Fibers. And of course, every time I say it, I want to sound like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that.
Le Pouf. So, this is out of the Western Sky Knits, and I apologize, I don't have the colorways with me. There's this skein here. It's a 5 skein shawl. I'm going to transition to this skein here, which is a darker gray. And then I'm going to transition to this skein, which is the darker grays with some pops of green. And then I will go to, all my stitch markers and needle holders and whatnot are catching on my skeins. This bag got thoroughly abused this weekend. Whew. It's going to these greens. And then the last color transition will be these greens and browns. So it's working out. Here's how much I have left of the Emma's yarn. Quite a bit.
Yeah, you have enough to do a pom-pom.
Yeah, definitely enough to do a pom-pom. So that's my Le Pouf. And then I did cast on for my walking around project the next day at Rhinebeck because I finished the hat the first day. I cast on a pair of socks, toe up. They're just vanilla. And these are out of the Unique sock. The Earth Unique sock. I don't know the number of colorway right now. So, but very pretty. Yep.
I like those colors.
Yeah, they come in matching balls that transition. Let's see if I can get them out without causing too much of a collapse of stuff. So then they've got pops of green at the end of it.
Oh, that's so pretty.
Yeah, so I'm really, really looking forward to knitting those up. I love the Unique. I don't know that I'll get to the green though, because it's all the way at the bottom, and I tend to not knit super long socks, so we'll see. Maybe I'll have to knit longer socks. You had one cast on, and you're almost finished. You'll have it finished by the time you get home.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I might check. I'm a little worried about.
Well, we don't have to leave for your mom and dad's lunch. We're going to lunch with her in-laws. We don't have to leave here until 1:30, so you still have like 2 hours.
Yeah, I have some time, so I'll work on it because I'm ready
you're already.
I'm started my decrease. This is my husband's
skull cap.
Skull cap, boring skull cap. But you know that's what he wants. That's what men like. They like just your boring knits.
Yeah, Joe loves the sockhead hat, which is a very boring knit.
So my husband just wants a 2x2 rib, and he wants it to be snug, and then he wants a matching dickie. Not quite a cowl. My husband has a very long beard. Yeah. And he's like, if I wear a scarf or something, then my beard sticks out like this. And it's not very attractive. So I was like, well, I'll make you something that's a little bit more fitted down. Will come down and fitted down here. And it's just like the turtleneck part. Yeah. But I think he's really going to like it. The only thing is I don't have another 2.25 to do my magic loop. So when I start to get to magic loop, it's going to go down to zeros. So it's going to be nice.
I can show you how the magic loop on.
I was like, it's not very, I was like, but it might get nice and tight, and that's what he wants.
Yeah.
I mean it'll get there.
When I do my, you could just.
Yeah, I'm just going to pinch it right there. I mean, it's not hard.
Pinch it right there, and it'll be a little tight, but you can still magic loop it on these.
Exactly. I figured, I was like, I'll get there, and it'll be just fine. But this pattern's free. It's called Ribbed for His Pleasure, and it's gonna be, it's just flying. So
yeah.
But I have a different. Yeah, it's very dense because it's DK on 2.2 on a small, and that's what he wants. Gauge. My husband, I don't know what happened to him. Maybe I know his aunt and his grandmother were knitters. I think there might have been some trauma with a hand knit sweater at one time.
Some itchy wool.
Yeah. And I've seen him as a kid in some hand knit sweaters, and I think he just is a little nervous. Yeah. He loves everything I make, but he doesn't want one for him.
For him.
For him, he's nervous, but he did ask me to make him a hat and a dickie, and so I was like, okay, that I can do for you. My son, on the other hand, wants me to knit him everything that he sees, so he's very supportive.
Yeah, no, Nora goes shopping. In my yarn closet quite frequently for things that I can make her.
My son wants sweaters and blankets and toys.
Yeah.
Oh, and he told me I need to knit 100 Minecraft blocks, like little 3D blocks.
Oh.
So he can play Minecraft in real life or whatever. I don't know. Like, he's like, so I can stack them all up, and I'm like, that sounds like a great idea. Not happening.
Not do, yeah. My favorite is Nora will go through my closet and she'll start pulling out things that she finds interesting, and then she'll say, Mommy, I'm going to do a video on this, and I'm going to make you famous. So one of these days I may...
You're going to be famous.
Yeah, I may be famous because my daughter's going to do a knitting video for me. Yeah. I may acquiesce to her request one day and film it and put it up on the channel just for, you know, giggles to see how well it does. Maybe it'll be the thing that makes me internet famous.
Connor is really good at his little YouTube videos that we pretend to do. Yeah. And he's really good. He'll show you everything and be like, and this is how it is, guys. And he knows how to do the hand, and he talks to the camera. Oh, he's so good.
Yeah. She likes to pretend, and she likes to say, you know, thanks for subscribing, and
don't forget to like and subscribe below.
Leave a comment below, guys. Yeah, she does all that. She's so funny.
Yep.
That's the age we live in, you know.
But we
had Saturday morning cartoons. They have Ethan Gamer TV.
Well, we did good. I mean, I've got several projects. already lined up, and I feel like I did good. I had
there's a project for everything.
There's a project that I bought. I mean, yes, there's a project for everything that I bought. So I feel really good. I got a tool which I needed.
Yeah. I got 2 tools that I didn't need, but I got, and I'm going to use them.
I got to see Vicky Howe. So
yes,
very excited to see her.
Yeah, you'll see a photo of that when we do the thing.
And that's just because it was like the first person I saw that I was like, wait a minute, there's somebody cool doing what I do.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I grew up crocheting with my grandparents, and then I was like, oh, but this person makes it fun. And it was the first time I ever saw somebody doing something fun and different and kind of a little punk rock like me. And I was like, okay. Yeah. I don't feel so...
That was your fangirl moment.
That was my fangirl moment, because that was that. I remember seeing that on TV and being like,
yeah.
Like, I just was like, well, that's me. I'm totally... Everything was, you know, Stitch and Bitch and Vicky Howe.
Yeah.
So...
I got to see all the people that I wanted to see. You know, again, Yarn Hoarder and Dunder Knit and the Ethis Knit Girls. And Gigi and Adela and Stephen West, and I got to see Yarn Harlot again. I've met Stephanie before, which was nice because I was able to like say, oh, you know, I don't know if you remember me, but you actually blogged about me. I'm Melissa in Baltimore with the blanket. And she was like, oh my God, I do remember you. I just told her the blanket is still not finished. She's like, no, that's the amazing thing. It's still, the insanity is still ongoing. Yeah. I was like, one of these days, 10 years down the road, I'm gonna send you a picture of this finished blanket.
Yeah. But it was just a great weekend.
Yeah. It was a
great weekend.
It was a really great weekend. I enjoyed the social part of it all together. Oh, we did stand in line for about 45 minutes.
For some donuts. And I'm gonna be honest, they were really good. I don't know that I would ever wait in the line again for 45 minutes for I thought they were very good, but they were very comparable to other apple cider donuts that I've had that I had not had to wait that long for.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna be going to a festival this weekend. My daughter's birthday is next week too. So my birthday is the 23rd, hers is the 25th, Kristen's is the 26th. We need to find somebody who has a birthday on the 24th.
Oh,
that can fit in with us. So we can just have that, you know,
whole birthday
24, week. 25, 26. So we're going to a place called Weber's Cider Mill Farm for her birthday. And it's just this little place that does like a little hayride. And we got cut off. So we're going to Weber Cider Mill this weekend, and they have apple cider donuts.
Yeah.
And that I'm not going to have to wait 45 minutes in line for.
Yeah, I thought that was, I was like, okay, that's a little much. But I mean, and when I got up there, I was like, well, I'm definitely going to have to get 2 donuts because I've waited this long.
I ate 4 with the intention of 2 of them going home with me for breakfast the next morning. They didn't make it.
I really seriously just wanted a donut and a cup of hot cider.
Oh, the hot cider was good.
I was like, but by the time I got up there, I was like, you best be giving me 2 donuts because I waited this long. We waited, and I want to make it worth it.
we waited, and we waited in line for Abba's falafels.
Well, that was really good.
Those were really good.
That was really good.
I really enjoyed the lamb chili and the truffle and Parmesan fries
were good
from the Farmer's Chef.
My favorite just was the bowl of lamb I got. Like, it was... Yeah. I don't know what the vendor was, but it was your... It
was near Abba's Falafel.
Yeah, but it was like, there was Abba's Falafel, and then they were at the end. It's a generic lamb pit area, and I just got the lamb sandwich with no bun. So they gave me extra lamb. Basically, they just put lamb in a bowl, and I put tzatziki sauce on it. I had the fresh onions and peppers, and it was so good. Yeah. It was like, that was just like hit the spot. And they also, the night before, I did get 2 cups, because I was starving, of their lamb and barley.
Oh yeah.
Soup.
What did I get that night?
And that you got the sausage on rice.
Oh yeah. That was really good too.
That recipe with the barley soup had a lemon in it, which was nice. It was nice and refreshing, but it was an interesting flavor I would have put in with a stew. But it was good.
It was good.
Yeah. It's a good food.
So that's our Rhinebeck wrap up. I'm not going to do any podcast notes. I'm not going to do anything scrolling by because I do want to get this out as soon as possible to you guys. Hopefully today or tomorrow. And so see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't. We're up to 92 subscribers. Woohoo!
We're 8 away from that 100 subscriber giveaway. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe now. And then if you want to enter the contest for the giveaway, go to episode 2, watch episode 2, and make sure you leave a comment, #unicornboogers to be entered into that skein, contest for the skein of unicorn boogers from Stitches Together. See you guys later. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.